to My RC Life, where we do all things RC and a little bit of everything in between.
What's up, everybody? Tractus Mike from My RC Life. 2023 has been interesting, to say the least. I think this year is going to be a really good year for me, the channel, my son, hopefully for all you guys as well. If you follow the channel, you've probably seen this before we're even going to power this thing up. We're getting it bash proof. There's some steps I go through to really make this truck stay strong and last. So not only do we have this beautiful brand new Traxxas XRT, but we also have Flightline RC B-24 Liberator. 4 ESCs, 4 motors. This is going to be a beast. 2 4S batteries. This one is probably the most I've had to do for as far as assembling something. I've never put a balsa plane together. I've only had foam. And sometimes you got to put a few things together on the foam. You know, the rear stabilizer and the wing or whatever. But this one's got a little bit more to it when it comes to getting this all assembled and ready for flight. This one is the plug and play version, which means you just got to assemble it and then put your own receiver in it. You can get your own B-24 Liberator at Motion RC. Now this plane also has 2 optional servos for the gunner turrets that you can spin. You can put a camera up in the turrets and have it controlled by another channel. So I went ahead and got the servos, MD 3109 9-gram servos. So those will fit perfectly in where they're supposed to in the turrets. And the spinning turrets already have servo horns and everything on them. You just need to install your servos and run the wiring. I think you got to have at least a 7-channel receiver or more. That's why I went with the AR8360T 8-channel. It's got the additional telemetry input deals. Okay, this looks like some ESC programming. You can actually, it shows you how to actually program the ESC. Most planes don't show you how to program the ESC, or maybe aren't even programmable. But yeah, you can change your LiPo, protection, timing, startup if you want it high or low, motor rotation, protection mode when it's on low voltage. You can have it so it can reduce power or cut power off altogether. So yeah, that's kind of neat. We'll definitely go through that and set it up the way we want it when we got the plane assembled. But for now, assembly instructions is where we are heading. Plug and play installation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting this together. I'm going to put you on time lapse. Then I'm going to do a voiceover explaining what I'm doing. It's just going to go a lot faster that way and not make this a couple hour video. So let's go to the time lapse. Alright, so I'm starting by unpacking some stuff. Got the rudders out. You gotta jam this small piece of wire through the tail section, and then you grab the wiring from the rudders and hook it in on that piece of wire, and then you pull the wiring through the tail. Do that to the left side and the right side, and then I'm screwing down both sides of the rudders to the tail section. Looks like I got that in there pretty good. Now we got to attach the tail section to into the fuselage. We're going to grab that long skinny wire again, run it through the section of fuselage, hook the wiring onto that, and our servo wires onto that small piece of thin wire and pull it up through. Then I bolt everything together, and now I'm plugging the wiring into the computer board thingy. Now it's time to start attaching wing sections. Now I put these props on only to take them off later, but that's okay because I still had to assemble the scale looking radial motor parts and stuff. Okay, I'm going to put the props on the other side. Yeah, this plane is very scale, lots of lifelike things. Okay, we got the carbon fiber rods through the fuselage, slide the wing on here, pull the wires through, and the wires will get plugged into the circuit board as well. Now, one thing I didn't show myself doing in this video was putting the 4 bolts in the bottom side of the wing. It's very important. Don't forget to do that. Put the bomb bay door or windows on in the back. I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the wiring out and installing my receiver and plugging the motor wires in as well. The motor wires and ESC and stuff is all in the wing. Now I was having a hard time getting these motors to run. Everything was working, but I couldn't get the motors to run. Well, the first time you set it up, what you gotta do, you gotta bind your receiver and everything, and you should be able to get your servos and stuff to work. Then what you do, you open the throttle all the way up, plug in both batteries. After you hear one beep, you put the throttle back. Throttle back to 0. Then the motors are ready. And you cannot just unplug the one battery that has the BEC going in it, because that will just make the outside ones turn. You have to unplug both sets of batteries, plug them back in, do the setup like I told you, and then, boy, those things sound sweet. Okay, well, I don't have servos hooked up to this guy here yet for the gunner, or this guy here yet. I'm thinking about putting like a FPV camera in here. You can't tell me that does not look epic. Look how big that sucker is. I mean, this ain't like a tiny little apartment kitchen table. It's a full, 3.5 foot round kitchen table. And it's hanging off the edges by a long ways. And excuse my mess, but I got a bunch of mess putting this together and putting that together, and yeah. I just got a big old mess with these big RCs around right now. I got all the props off still, because after you do that once, you never forget the pain. I skinned my pinky from here to here and cut really deep here, and it still tingles like I have nerve damage. Anyhow, when I aileron right, it goes up on the right side and down on the left. When I aileron left, it goes up on the left, down on the right. When I pull down on the elevator stick, they go up. When I push up on the elevator stick, they go down. Left on the rudder, it goes left. Right on the rudder, it goes right. All 4 motors are working good. I got them programmed the way I want them. Throttle cut works, so that's good. Flaps There's half, and then full. That should slow this big bird down or get this big bird off the ground. It also has a gunner thing back here, but this one cannot be operated by a servo. That one was just already assembled when it came in the box. Yep, right, left, up, and down. This will be neat once this is working. And I got these gunner doors taped because you got to put the plastic on them. They leave them open in case you want to put your little guys in there if you order them, but I didn't order them. If I order them later or something, maybe I'll take the glue off and redo them. But for now, I just wanted to tape them on, and you got to put your gun barrels in. That looks good. There's a few gun barrels I haven't done yet. Right here, I'm supposed to put some gun barrels in. I did put these ones in here. Now the only thing I got to do is do my forward programming for my safe, because this don't come with its own gyro like our Hobby Zone planes do. So I have to program my gyro. Well, everybody, there's the complete rig. We got the B-24 fully together. Stay tuned for a future video where this thing is flying.
Thanks for watching another episode of My RC Life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.